Hey guys, this is Red and Blue, and today we are back. It's Ligue 1, it's the in-betweener. No, we're not talking about dodgy English teenagers. We are talking about this weird game in between two Champions League games. And this time it's a clash of extreme as well. We're playing bottom of the table Metz at home in the Parc des Princes, a game of extremes. And yeah, a game we should really be looking to dominate. And we're going to be playing it with a very, very different looking starting 11. So let's just talk about that. PSG Metz this Saturday night in the Parc des Princes. Before we play Monaco again in the Parc des Princes next Tuesday night. A clash of extreme. We're playing the bottom of the table, a team that's absolutely struggling, that basically at this point of the season doesn't really have much hope of staying in Ligue 1. And yeah, they've been in disastrous form as well. Sitting bottom of Ligue 1 really says something. But even then, their last game, they lost against Auxerre, they drew against Lille, a Lille team that everyone beats right now. They lost in Angers, they lost against Lyon. So it's really a team that's not doing anything right now. Their last win, I'm looking for it in real time. They won in the cup in December, but against an amateur team, I guess. They won. I'm going back. Yeah, so their last win was against Nice on the 10th of November. So they basically haven't won a game in 3 months and a half, apart from the cup game against amateurs. So yeah, really a Metz team that doesn't really have much to hope for anymore. They're bottom of the table with 13 points. Already 4 points behind Auxerre, that's sitting in the playoff spot, and 9 points behind Paris FC, who's the first safe team. They've got 3 wins, 4 draw, and 15 losses. So yeah, I mean, I could go on and on. Clearly, it's the weakest opponent we could be looking at right now. I guess Lille is on par given their horrible run of form. And for us, it's the opportunity to really do some big turnover in terms of our starting 11. What most people are saying is that really it's going to be a very, very different starting 11, probably with Chevalier in goal, with a back four of Hernandez, Beraldo, Zabarni, and probably Hakimi, who needs some game time. In midfield, we could be looking at the first start for Draw. Kangin Lee might be starting the game. Maybe Warren would be the third one. I think personally, I wouldn't be surprised if Vitinha still starts, because Vitinha starts literally every game. And then up front, Mbaye, we could be looking at Ramos, and Doué would be taking that third spot. So really, a game for our usual substitutes. And personally, typically that would be enough to make me a little bit worried. But yeah, in this case, I'm really not. We're at home, even with our subs, against bottom of the table, doesn't have anything to play for. No way, no chance. This one's for us. And yeah, it's going to be a good opportunity as well for the in-betweeners. Going back to this, our weirdos on the bench, our lovely weirdos, all of the players who have something to prove, who aren't quite there yet, and who need to, show a performance, show some skills, to get closer to the starting 11. For a player like Chevalier needs a rebound, a player like Zabarni needs a rebound, a player like Beraldo, who apparently news of the day, Beraldo might be getting a contract extension in PSG, so he needs to show that he's worth that. Hernandez in Ligue 1 is way good enough. Draw, it might be his first start, so an opportunity to shine. Mbaye, we haven't really seen that much of him since AFCON, so also an opportunity for him to show the improvements that he's made. So yeah, a lot of players who have something to play for, and I think a lot of players who should be way good enough versus this Metz team. So we'll see. We'll see how this game goes. The only caveat is that when we played them in the first half of the season, we only managed a 3-2 win against them in Metz, which was at some point in December. And if I remember, it was like for us also like towards the end of a long series of playing every 3 days, which is not the case here. And even with also like a very rotated team, we still did manage to get the win in Metz, which I'll say that like bottom teams in Ligue 1, Auxerre, Metz, and so on, going to their places, it's never that easy because it's typically like smaller stadiums with not so great pitches and players who are very aggressive with local fans who are very excited as well. So it's never that easy for us to go to this kind of place, but at home in the Parc des Princes, in our place, yeah, I honestly like. I might be wrong, I don't know, but I'm really not fearful for this one, and I do think as well, like coming off of the defeat in the league versus Rennes, coming off of our victory in the Champions League with a very dodgy start against Monaco. Yeah, I like. I don't know why I'm feeling quite optimistic about this team right now. Like I'm feeling good about it. I think overall we're on the right trend. I think physically we're starting to be able to replicate good performances week in week out, and I think our players, a lot of them are like not always showing the best of their football. I think all of them tend to really fluctuate between levels of performances. But I think overall, there's two things which are very, very clear about this PSG team this season. The first one is that mentally, there's still a detestation for defeat and really like a desire to win games and to dominate games. And that really helps us. And that's how, like, we get back from being 2-0 down against Monaco. That's how, like, yeah, time and time again, like we win at the last minute. And yeah, it's really something. And then in terms of individuals, I think like there's always someone to have a good night. And you see it, not always, obviously, but like you see Doué against Monaco, who all of a sudden goes from being criticized to being top of the world. On the other end, you see a Nuno Mendes, who's been top of the world for a long time, all of a sudden not really playing that well anymore. So level of performance will fluctuate, but we can kind of always count on the fact that we have enough players who are potential game breakers, game changers, that always one of them is going to show up for it. Obviously, not always. Obviously, we've lost game against Rennes and so on. But even in those games that we lost, we tend to dominate them. Honestly, the only game in the season that we lost fair and square, and even that was the Bayern Munich game. And even then, that was really only the first half where we got dominated. Of course, they got a red card, and so like the second half was truncated. But it's really, really, really not that often that anyone is actually managing to put us on the back foot. So yeah, so for playing against a weak Ligue 1 team at home, yeah, not worried. I think it will do it, and the good news as well, and like that's kind of my last point, is that it almost feels like this result doesn't even matter because earlier on Saturday, Monaco is actually going off to Lens. So it's literally our two opponents of the moment, the one in Ligue 1 and the one in the Champions League, playing off against one another. So one, like, Monaco is sure going to be playing a way harder game than us, not going to be able to rotate as much. They've got a lot of injured players as well, so even if they wanted, they couldn't really do it. And so, like, at the very worst, Lens wins. Monaco will still be tired and will still have to play a big game. And at best, Lens might be dropping some points, and maybe it's another opportunity to go back top of the league. So it's literally like with this kind of matchup on the other side, it feels like this is a day of Ligue 1 where it's a win for us. Obviously, it's not a win if we don't win, but yeah, like it feels like one of those days that actually, like, for once, we've got the easier matchups, both for the league and for the Champions League next week. So we'll see. Feeling good about it. I think in terms of prediction, I think we do like a 2. I really hope a 2 or 3-0. And I really hope like kind of clean and efficient, score early in the game. It could be a little while because when we play a lot of substitutes, obviously it takes a little bit of time for them to click into gear and to find their bearings. But I really hope, if we can score a couple of goals in the first half, kind of already put the game beyond the shadow of a doubt, then we can manage fitness level in the second half. Not take it easy because we should never take it easy and we don't have that much margin, but really have a little bit of an opportunity to dictate the tempo and the pace of the game and how it's going to be played. So I really hope, like couple of goals in the first half, maybe one around like the 15th, 20th minute, one around the 40th, go back at half time to go up, change some player around the 60th, manage fitness levels and so on, and prepare in the best way possible for Monaco game next Tuesday. So anyway, this is what I had for you guys on this game. The in-betweeners are going to be on the pitch. Kenyon Lee is going to be on the pitch likely. And honestly as well, like, a lot of the substitutes actually bring a lot of skills and talents when we see them come on the pitch, when they get substituted in. So a player like Kenyon Lee, he's been having a really good season. He's been really interesting. And I'd love to see him like for 90 minutes and see him as a starter and see what he can do. Same for Draw, actually, like obviously still very young, still very physically like needs to develop, but at the same time his passing is promising. Would love to see him from the start. So all of those in-betweeners, I really hope they show up. I really hope they take advantage of the opportunity, and I really hope we get a clear win against Metz. So anyway, this is what I had for you guys. Let me know in the comment what's your prediction for this game. As always, do leave a like on the video if you've made it this far. Do subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Hit the bell to get notified as well. And don't forget, in-betweeners, but ici c'est pareil!